Leela stood in front of the mirror, adjusting her hijab with slightly trembling hands. The morning had already been a mess. Youssef had spilled juice on his school uniform, and now her car wouldn't start. Letting out a long sigh, she stepped outside into the crisp morning air. "Need some help?" a voice called from across the driveway. She turned to see Daniel, her neighbor, walking over in a worn hoodie, a grease-streaked rag in his hand. His easy smile was both comforting and disarming. "I think it's the battery," Layla said, glancing at the car. "Mind if I take a look?" he asked, his tone friendly but respectful. After a brief hesitation, she nodded. Daniel popped the hood and began checking the cables with focused ease. From the front door, Youssef peeked out, curious. "Loose connection," Daniel said. "I can fix it if you'd like." "Please," Leela replied, grateful. Minutes later, the engine hummed back to life. "Thank you," she said with a soft, genuine smile. "I'm not great with this stuff." "No worries," Daniel chuckled. "Glad I could help." As she reached for her purse, he raised a hand. "Don't worry about it. Just happy to help." That evening, while washing dishes, Leela's thoughts drifted back to Daniel. There was a kindness in him, a calm she wasn't used to. Still, experience had taught her to be cautious. Didn't come easy anymore. Over the next few days, their paths crossed more often. Daniel always greeted her warmly but never pushed. One afternoon, she saw him helping Youssef with his bike chain. "Push here," he said gently. "Now give it a spin." The wheel turned smoothly. "Thanks, Mr. Daniel," Youssef grinned. "That was very kind of you," Layla said as Daniel looked up. "He's a smart kid," Daniel replied. "Did most of it himself." Despite herself, Leela smiled. Daniel's presence lingered in her thoughts, not just his kindness, but how effortlessly he treated Youssef like he mattered. Weeks later, the weight of life pressed down harder than usual. During a crowded neighborhood gathering, Leela felt overwhelmed. Her chest tightened, her breath short. "Leela," Daniel's voice broke through the noise. He led her to a quiet corner. "Breathe," he said gently. She followed his voice, and her breathing steadied. When she opened her eyes, all she saw in his was concern, not pity. "Thank you," she whispered. "Anytime," he said, calm and steady. That night, while tucking Youssef into bed, Daniel's voice echoed in her mind. Warm, reassuring, safe. As days turned into weeks, Daniel's presence became a quiet comfort, shoveling snow, waving during school runs, always showing up without overstepping. One afternoon, Leela saw him outside, showing Youssef how to throw a baseball. "You're really good at this," she said. "I played a bit in college," Daniel shrugged. "Youssef's a natural." It warmed her heart, but it also scared her. Daniel was slowly finding a place in Youssef's life. What if it didn't last? The following weekend, Daniel brought over a children's science kit. "I saw this and thought Youssef might enjoy it." "You didn't have to," Leela said. "I know," he replied. "I just wanted to." That night, as Youssef excitedly built circuits, Leela felt a warmth she hadn't felt in years. Daniel didn't just care about her, he cared about her son. Still, the walls around her heart stayed up. Past pain, her divorce, and the fear of what others would think, especially about a Muslim woman growing close to a non-Muslim man, kept her guarded, so she pulled away. When Daniel waved, she offered a tight smile. When Youssef asked about him, she changed the subject. Then Daniel knocked on her door. "Is everything okay?" he asked gently. "I've just been busy," she replied, not quite meeting his eyes. "Did I do something wrong?" "No. I just need some space." "I get it," Daniel said, disappointment in his eyes. "But if you ever need anything, I'm here." Weeks passed. Leela told herself it was for the best. But Daniel's absence left a quiet ache. One night, Youssef asked, "Did I do something wrong?" "Mr. Daniel doesn't visit anymore." Leela's heart broke. "No, sweetheart, he's just busy." That night, unable to sleep, she thought about Daniel, not just what he did for her, but how he made her feel seen. The next day, she found him fixing something on his porch. "Hey," she said, quietly. Daniel looked up, surprised. "Hey, I've been avoiding you," she admitted. "I was scared." "Of what?" he asked. "Of getting too close. Of what people might say. Of getting hurt again." Daniel nodded. "I'm not here to make your life harder. If you need space, I'll give it." "I don't want space," she said. "I just don't know how to make this work." "We don't have to figure it out today," he said. "Just know I care about you and Youssef. We can take it slow." For the first time in weeks, Leela smiled. Slow sounds good. Her family visited soon after, bringing reminders of tradition and expectations. Torn between her values and her growing feelings, Leela felt lost. But when Daniel brought a book for Yusuf about space, her heart softened. Can we talk? She asked. I don't know how to do this, she confessed on the porch. I can't ignore my faith or what it means for my son. I'd never ask you to, Daniel said, but help me understand. Over the next week, he did. He asked questions about her faith with quiet respect. One evening, Leela saw him standing outside her mosque, watching the community gather, not saying anything, just observing. I want to know what matters to you, he told her, because you matter to me. For the first time, trust replaced fear. They shared a simple dinner, laughing with Yusuf over stories and questions about planets. As she watched Daniel, Layla realized love didn't have to mean sacrifice. It could mean partnership. I'm scared, she told him one night. I don't know how to make this work. We figure it out, he said. Together, their bond deepened, slowly and naturally. Leela introduced him to her closest friends. Daniel never tried to replace anyone in Yusuf's life, he simply showed up. One evening, Yusuf asked, Is Mr. Daniel going to be our family? Layla paused. Why do you ask? Because when Dad left, you were sad, but now you smile more. It stayed with her. When Daniel called to say he was visiting his sister, she realized how much she'd miss him. His presence had become part of her peace. Upon his return, they had dinner again. Quiet, warm, familiar. I'm scared, she repeated. We'll figure it out, he said again, even when whispers of gossip reached her ears about Daniel not being Muslim, about what kind of example she was setting. She kept her head down. But the shame she felt wasn't hers. It was fear. When Daniel came by, she confessed. People are talking. I don't know what to do. If this isn't what you want, I understand, he said. But I do want this, she replied. I just don't want to lose myself. Then we take it one step at a time, Daniel said gently. On your terms. That weekend, as they sat together on the porch with a sleeping Yusuf curled beside Daniel, Leela leaned back, finally at ease. She didn't have all the answers, but she knew one thing. Love didn't have to be loud, rushed, or perfect. It just had to be real. And this, whatever it was, felt like the beginning of something true.